Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so this is a residential application, and this particular client had already had some gas heaters installed and asked for some suggestions on possibly replacing them or moving them, something of that nature. So this is the current position of where they have some gas heaters. We have a SunPack. I believe these are TSR models. There's one there, and then there's a third one over here. And so they asked about replacing the heaters. I can only believe they want to replace the heaters because they're not functioning properly. And why are they not functioning properly? This is just a guess, but I would say that there is probably some issues with regards to exhaust gases, and that is why I wouldn't place a gas heater in an application like that. Now, another thing is this heater is not placed in here properly. You need 8 inches of clearance here, which I believe is correct on their images that I was sent. But the height of the brackets, showing the full bracket length here, would indicate that the clearance above the heater is not met properly. So these heaters really truly need to come down an additional, I would say probably close to, let's see if I can get it here, close to about 4 more inches. So let's just move that down 4 inches and see how that looks. And with that, you can see that the heater itself is in a better location. However, visually speaking now, it really comes down lower, and that could be a problem. So other things you can see here is there are some lighting fixtures inside here, as well as over here. So that is also an issue that we want to talk about, but mainly gas heaters with exhaust that flows up into a space like this. You can't get rid of that exhaust unless you have a ventilation system built into this application. So these heaters are going to all overheat eventually, and also there is going to be causing issues with regards to lighting and other pieces of the structure itself because the exhaust is still flowing up there. So this would not be my preferred application. Other things that we want to look at is we have this drop down screen that's around the whole perimeter of this space here. And let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions. Overall dimensions I have here, I have a ceiling height that's down here about 8 foot. Top ceiling height over here at 10 foot 1. I have a distance here about 10 feet, and then we have 22 and a half roughly, and then 12 feet, 15 and a half feet. I have a 7 foot depth, and that 7 foot depth is to the outside edge. I believe this ledge up here is a little bit shorter than that. I have it at 6'6", so I'm not quite sure of that, but that might be an issue with regards to placing heaters in here. So something to think about. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else we want to talk about as far as the distance. Overall distance is about almost 50 feet long. And I think that's about it. Here's one more. 13 foot 10 from this edge to this edge here. All right, so let me go ahead and turn that off and just speak about maybe what you could do with a gas heater. And with this suggestion, well, actually, this is not a suggestion. I just would not use gas heaters here. But if this is the only thing you have with gas, you need to build in some sort of ventilation up here for that exhaust to flow out, and same with over here as well. But if you were to put natural gas in here, let's see what I would do. It's got, hang on one more second, and I would put gas heaters in more of this, this type of situation or setup here. Now, the clearances again were not met above the heaters. This going straight down from the ground, or from the ceiling straight down to the ground. You can see I'm off center here. I need to move these over to the left here, but in any case, with the same model TSRs or a TSH or even a S34, pointed the heater straight to the ground, you need a minimum, I believe, of 14 or 15 inches, I believe, 14 inches, sorry. And but we still have that exhaust issue, so that exhaust is going to cause problems unless we have ventilation. But I have placed them in the center here, in the center here, and then between these two lamps here. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat, and that footprint of heat is going to look something like this. And I think the coverage is pretty good. You know, we're not covering the whole entire span here. We're missing something right here in the middle. And then I also have one over here. Over here we need 18 inches from this edge. But again, we have exhaust, and that's a big problem for me to make this suggestion. So this is not my top suggestion. What my top suggestion would be is to place some electric heaters. Let's see if I have that in here. Hold on one moment. Here we go. All right, so what I would do is I would place, let's turn that off too. And there we go. I would place the Infratech. These are the WD 4024s or 5024s, depending on how much heat you really like. But these are all electric. They are flush mounted into the ceiling. I have them recessed behind the stucco, so you'd have to remove the stucco ceiling in order to properly place these heaters in there. If you wanted to, you can physically mount the heater below the stucco ceiling. Sorry about that. And that's let's see what that would look like. Something more like this, then something like this over here. This is recessed into the ceiling better than the frame showing out on the outside. However, no matter what, you get a much better coverage. So what I had to do though is keep 18 inches from the lamp here, from the edge of the heater. So this is the edge of the heater here, 18 inches over to the lamp is the clearance that you need to meet. And that's true on both left and right, and also front and back. So with this model here, there should not be an issue with that span of space that I showed, that you are meeting the clearances on all four sides. So there you go on that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7, 8 units total. So let's go ahead and look at this footprint here. Again, 18 inches of clearance on this side and between the lamp, and then on the lamp side here to over here, 18 inches of clearance. And that would be a total coverage for this area. Again, we are missing slight areas here and slight areas here. Now, the doorways here are all glass and steel frames, so they're not considered combustible material. However, you would not want to leave your glass door open. If I was to open this, let's say, let's try this a different way here. So if I was to take the door here and swing it open, and I don't have the door in the exact location, but you can see now that we are in that, we'll call it clearance zone that would allow the glass itself to overheat, and that overheating would be in just certain sections, and that would cause, like, there'd be a cool section up here and then a very warm section. You can see right here would be the cool section, and this all would be warm, so it wouldn't be heating up uniformly, and that could cause glass to break. So again, if this was all combustible door, then this heater could not exist here in this location at all. So something to think about. Anything else that we want to talk about? And there was 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, doors, or 3 doors that swing out, and then there's a couple of accordion doors. I think these are also accordion doors here as well, so half the distance they come out as well. But in any case, something just to think about. Non-combustible doors, it's okay. However, you need to be cautious about the glass itself. So These units here, you got two of the same, either 4,000, dual element units or 5,000 dual element units. I think this would be fine with two 4,000s. These are all good at 4,000 based on the height. You could go 5,000 again, but may or may not wish to do that. If you have a control system, 5,000 would be okay. So, and then there's one last thing I just wanted to show. Let's see if I can turn this ray off for a moment, just to give you an idea of what, whoops. Let's see if I did this correctly here. There we go. And let me turn off the clearances here for a second, just so I can show you one last thing. That last thing would be is if you decided that the only way that you can install these heaters is by using just a, let's see if I can get it to move. Moving this down, it's about 9.5 inches. That's not exact, but using the OEM brackets, then the heaters would look something more like this. Let me throw the top back on. There we go. Covering those up for right now. But the units would look more like this, hanging down from the ceiling, and that would be just as acceptable as in a flush mount kit as well, as far as the output of heat and the footprint of heat. So again, looking at that, let's go to this one here. You got a really nice footprint of heat here. So, all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise. We're not monetized. YouTube does not promote our channel in any way unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers, and we truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.